When did the two of you decide you wanted to reteam to tell this story?
Well, when I decided I was going to make the movie, I couldn't imagine making it with anybody other than Pete. And it really didn't take too long to convince him.
The movie shows the different perspectives of different people. You know, they just start their day. They're just regular human beings, regular Bostonians going through their day. Danny with the car, you know, Tommy Saunders with his wife. So everyone has their own story. But when things like this happen, all that falls away, and they come together.
You certainly feel a responsibility if you really are, you know, sharing a story that is based on, you know, a real life event. You know, for instance, my character is a composite character, although I feel like the character is very representative of a lot of people. So I was able to take some liberties here and there.
Where'd you take him to get hooked on Boston?
First place I took him to where I grew up, my old neighborhood, my home. Took him to the boys club. Took him to the, you know, just a corner store, pizza shop, talking to real people. And then, you know, we met with the mayor, we met with the former commissioner, current commissioner. We just kind of met with everybody, and then obviously meeting with victims, their families, survivors. But, you know, it's a very small and unique place, but it's a very special place and a very prideful place. And, you know, it was nice to get him to see that, and I think he got it right away.
Great city.
Or town.
Town. She calls it a town.
I do. It feels so like a very small community to me. It feels like a very, it's like a little neighborhood, you know.
Was there something in particular that surprised you when you see the performance of you on screen with somebody else playing you? Was there something you were particularly impressed that got captured?
He studied me. We spent probably 60, 70, 80 hours together. He did ride-alongs with me. We went out to dinner a couple of times. I took him to the shooting range and showed him how to fire a gun, how to reload under fire. You know, and you're watching the suspect, not your firearm. And you should be doing this, you know, all these movements without looking at your hands.
I didn't know about this guy before reading it, so the more I found it, the more incredible it seemed. And then when I finally got to talk to the real guy, that's kind of like when it hit me. I'm like, okay, this is a big responsibility. You know, I'm playing a real guy and a real hero to some degree, right? And I gotta get this right.
The good thing is we know the added pressure that Pete and Mark had, that they already have so much of it under control, you know, in terms of going too far or not. They're on top of it. And you know, when you have guys like that in charge, that for me, it was just like, I just have to bring my A game.
He was very concerned about the victims. They were paramount in his mind. But he also wanted to document the Boston Strong phenomena, how that happened, how resilient Boston was, and how tough the people in the city were. And I think that because of those two reasons, I signed on to it. I was very hesitant to at first, but he had the right idea in mind.
I think you have to ask yourself, you know, why am I doing this, and you know, what at the core of this story is inspiring me and fueling me to get up and work. And in the case of this story, it really was about the spirit of that community, which I don't know is unique to Boston, but it was certainly demonstrated in Boston, and that when these barbaric acts of terrorism occur, the unintended result is love and community strength. And to see that, and to feel that love in people like Patrick and Jessica, that you just had to open yourself up to that and let that in, and we were good to go. I mean, we could still be filming this. We're not tired. You don't grow tired of that kind of an experience.